right, guys, here we go. Jordan 4 Bred 2019. Real versus fake. Um, be careful with the shoe out there, guys. The dead stock pairs are getting a bit more and more scarce. I'm glad to obtain this shoe. I actually copped it off a trade block. So kudos to that guy who traded it to me. But yeah, dead stock pairs, they're starting to become real slim on this particular shoe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Legit First Replicated. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into this particular review. As you see, the boxes literally match, maybe a hair smaller on the rep. Authentic to the left, fake to the right, as you can see. Fake's good. The lid looks good from up here, so we'll just let that ride out for now. Now we're going to start digging into the internals of the box here. Now this is the retail here. It's been since 2019, guys, so there's some scuffs on the lid. You don't see any stickers or anything like that under the lid. And obviously trash bag internal tissue paper, as we're used to. No YDMO sticker whatsoever, just a bunch of red inside, and that's it. Nothing more to it. And what I will advise as well, this looks to be a overseas pair, which I'm going to show you why I know that in a moment. Here's under the lid of the rep, and nothing going on as well. So they got that right so far. And internal tissue trash bag paper, not glossy like the retail really. More of like a matte black rather than a polished black. Also, if you see this in the shoes, guys, if you see these keychain shoes, that is immediately a sign you might be dealing with a fake. YDMO sticker inside, as we see here on the rep, where on the retail it doesn't have it. But again, it's an overseas pair, so not sure how the domestic pairs fare in the sense of having YDMO stickers in them. If you do know the answer, let me know in the comments below. Here is the retail sticker. As you see there, CAD 265. So that's obviously not USD, so that's how I knew this is an overseas pair. Size 12, 13.5 for women. Label looks good, of course, especially from being as old as it is at this time. Here's the rep. Clean, crisp, pristine. Minor positioning differences with the Jordan.com in gold down there and the Jumpman. I'll say that much. As far as it goes, everything's spelled correctly and so forth. So here we have it. We have the ironic fake to the left with the StockX tag, and to the right is the retail. So caging is close. It's a little bit smaller. The rep to the left is underscaled. It looks like a smaller shoe already. Let's look at the toe boxes. Different toe box on the rep to the left versus the retail to the right, as you can see. Not apparent on its own, I'll be very honest. When you got a shoe like this that's nearly all black, it hides a lot of flaws. It's hard to dig into. But anyway, caging looks very close. Looks very close. I'm just getting a closer look. Also, what I'm going to do here is we're going to zoom in the air unit. I'm going to show you something that should always raise an eyebrow. Now, on this retail pair, you see how there's 3 posts in the actual air unit. Now, on the rep air unit is only 2. So if you only see 2, I'll just say it's an authentication tactic. I'm not going to say every Jordan retail 3 in the world has 3 posts in the air unit, but it's close. So here we go, comparing the rears of the shoe, very close. Rep did a good job on the left. Again, it's underscaled, so it looks a little smaller, right? The Nike lettering, the swoosh, the air, even the cut of the Durabuck right below the air. So, but they nailed it in essence. They did nail it. Now, here's the tongues. Again, very close. Now, the retail to the right, the black on the tongue looks to be a bit more vibrant, not as flat as it does on the left, but color's a little bit brighter on the red to the rep on the left too. Flight spelled correctly. Here we go, big deal. You see the caging there. You see the size differences? Now, this is, I think, would be tough to know on its own. You would need that retail next to it. They both are Durabuck material, though. I'll confirm that as well for you. And when it comes here to the outsoles, again, pretty much identical, to be very honest. And again, remember that rep is underscaled, so you see on the top the rep looks a little bit smaller than the retail there. They both are a size 12, and the rep does fit a size 12. It's just the build, the construction of the shoe is smaller. So as we continue here, I'm going to show the I'm going to show the medial area of the caging. As you see how much smaller it is, again, due to the shoe being underscaled. See how much bigger it is on the retail. But again, as far as the shaping goes and whatnot, it is pretty close. Again, hard tell on its own. And again, I'm just looking at some of the stitching here, but it actually did match up. The stitching does go past the wing there, if you can see it from there. But I was just looking, trying to balance or really measure the stitching there, but it does go past the wing. So here we go now with the other shoe. This time retail's on the left, rep is to the right, as you can see. And I'm just touching the waffles. Same feeling, same material. So even the color is pretty much spot on between these shoes. The black as well matches the black of the retail. I just had to call that out now too. So like I said, they've done so many batches of this particular shoe. So as you can see here, they really went the extra mile on that particular rep. Here we go, internal air unit, 3 posts inside. And now we're going to have a look at the air unit of the replication, and it's only 2 posts. So that's a huge authentication tactic right there to know what you're most likely dealing with. Again, caging, once again, like I said, is close as far as the shape. Here we go with the tongues again, same as the other tongues that we just looked at. Very close. As you see, it's got more of a vibrant, rich black on the retail tongue on the left versus the matte, flat black on the right. But again, very, very close. Here we go. We're going to have a look at the rears again. Very nice. Again, shoes underscaled on the rep on the right, so things are a little bit smaller. The Nike Air and the cut of the height of the Durabook under the Air letters and so forth. Also, sock liner. It's a much richer red in the retail versus the rep. I'll just call that out right now if you didn't see it. Again, outsole, we already know it does match, except the sizing is underscaled. So is what it is on that. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the internals of the shoe. We're going to look at the internal lasting board and stitching here in just a few seconds. I'm just showing a little bit more of the caging here. And again, it's just more of the shape of the caging. And it is, a little bit different. But again, the thing is on its own, it's kind of hard to know exactly what the caging and shaping is supposed to look like unless you are so familiar with the shoe. But you can obviously see there's a difference in the caging shape. So here we go. Before we get to that internal lasting board area, here is the retail to the left insole, and there is the rep to the right. Again, a richer red on the left versus the right. Also, material is the same as I rubbed them together. On the rear, they nearly got everything identically the same, except it says MS12D on the retail to the left, where it says MS12F on the retail to the right, on the replication to the right, excuse me. Getting myself caught up here. And now let's look at the internals here. As you see, internal black stitching around the lasting board of the shoe. Just kind of bringing it up to get a better look. We've got a number 3. Looks like a number, instead of 15 there. Can't really tell if that's a 13 or a 15, but we do see a big number 3 there in the middle. And then we're going to compare it to the replication here in a few seconds to see if they match that up. All right, here we go. There is a number 3, but it looks actually backwards on here. Doesn't look to be in the same direction, number 3. And interesting. And again, it does have the black stitching, which is correct. And it is tight. So they did a good job at that. Quite a good job. And that's it, guys. We're going to leave it there. Thanks for hanging out with your boy. Hopefully this video will help you out. If you decide to try to obtain a dead stock or used pair of these shoes, just be careful out there. There really, really is a lot of replications that have been made throughout the years and passed around. So with that, we're going to end it here. And hey, y'all have a good night. We out.